Hey guys, hi, welcome back once again. My name is Vaishali and today I'd like to talk about habits. Now they say that we are creatures of habits and habits maketh a man, or rather a human. And if habits maketh a man, well, habits can also break a man or a human. Essentially, habits can change the course of our lives. So, what then are habits? And when I looked into the dictionary, the original meaning of habits was clothing. And of course, with time, it changed and it evolved. So, then what are habits as we know of it today? Well, when I checked for it, it says that habits are a way of acting, behaving, thinking, and reacting that have gotten fixed through repetition. It also implies that it's our actions and our thoughts and our feelings that are unconscious and have often been repeated way too many times. Almost like a compulsion that happens automatically without us actually reflecting on it, without us actually being deliberately aware of it. Actions, patterns of behavior, patterns of thought processes that have just not remained actions but have also become habituated reactions. And if 95 to 97% of the times we are working from our unconscious, in a way then we are living our lives out of our reactions, our habituated reactions that have been repeated so many times that we probably would not even have a count of. Not just a count of, but even a count of. And thereby, quite naturally, if those are habituated reactions that have become a habit unconsciously, we really would have a hard time taking accountability of our reactions. For quite naturally, anything that is happening below the level of consciousness or out of the realm of consciousness that is happening at the subconscious and the unconscious level, it's quite difficult to take accountability of that and thereby any kind of responsibility for that as well. So when I rewatched this movie, or rather when I re-listened to the movie Dear Zindagi, towards the end of it, there's this beautiful wisdom imparted by Dr. Jug, played by Shah Rukh Khan, who's playing the role of a therapist and suggests his client, the character played by Alia Bhatt, wherein she is saddened, wherein she is also probably feeling a little anxious, where she is distressed by the thought that it's her last session with him, that after that she would be getting to hear no more stories from him, that after this she would probably not be coming to meet him again, that after today's last session she would be solving her life problems and without having any support from him. For he has given her the tools which she can use to find solutions to her problems, to look for insights from within herself to be able to find solutions to her problems. And it is over here that he says that ever in life you see the formation of a habit, the formation of a pattern being formed. Take a pause and really think about it. And genius is in knowing when to stop. It's in knowing when to stop before it becomes automatic, before it becomes a compulsion, before it turns into a reaction or reactions, and before it becomes unconscious. And as much as genius is in knowing or wisdom is in knowing when to stop, I would also personally add, it's also in knowing what to continue with. It's also in knowing how much to stop at. And it's also in knowing how much should one continue with. And in a way, it's also asking us to reflect, to become a little more mindful, to become self-aware. Because without reflection, how do we ever get the insight to have that wisdom of knowing when to stop, when to continue with the habit? This dialogue from the movie also brought up a question before me, that are we the creators of our habits? Are we in charge of our habits? Or is it our habits that are in charge of us? For if you're not mindfully aware of it, For if we do not pause to stop and think, in my understanding, that dialogue also then tells me that we are not then the creators of our habits, but we are just a bundle of habits. And maybe it's time that we reflect onto our habits to actually assess if we are just a bundle of habits and nothing more than that, or are we the creators of our habits? Do we have any sense of autonomy over our habits? Let's give it a little more thought. Let's see what holds true for us. Let's have a little more insight into ourselves. And I will see you once again the next week. Till then, stay tuned in. And guys, if you do like the contextual content of these videos, please do like, share, and subscribe.